Okay, awesome. So I'm recording. Hopefully, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. If it does, hopefully it doesn't freeze or anything. I can't see any of y'all. Well, I see Roxanne and Shay. So if you can show your face so I can see your face. Can you guys hear me okay? Maybe not.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It must be mine must be freezing then. Cool. So we're just coming back from Summit, and those that went to Summit, it was so awesome to hang out with you and see you. And it was like Summit is just got so much. So I know that like I'm right now still like trying to process everything, like all the trainings, everything. Still going through like my notes on stuff and, you know, kind of like thinking, okay, what can I implement now? So I know that for some of you, that's where you're at too. You're kind of just like, okay, where are we at? You know? So I was going to put some of y'all on the spot who went, and like Shay, Roxanne, I would love for you to share. I don't see Laura and Tara on. I'll send Laura a message to see. Just hopping on. But I was going to say, if you could share just like briefly just some of your top takeaways from Summit, because it's such an amazing time, experience, way to soak up stuff. And so maybe just share like your top takeaways or things you loved about it or anything like briefly. Can I ask you guys?
I can go. This is my third and for me, it just, again, it was, you realize that anybody can be successful in this business, and it's simple, but you got to do the work. You got to do your crap, as Mike would say. It's simple, and a lot of it all boils down to not believing in yourself or having fear. Stops most people from succeeding, and I know that stops me. Believing in myself or not believing that I can do it. Just really thinking like, okay, going back to like PD and mindset and belief and continuing to work on me. And the more I grow, the more my team will grow. So that's really the biggest thing that I got out of it is I've got to not ever stop working on myself. I'll work on my team will grow with me.
I love that. You know, and I know a lot of us too, I mean, just about how it is basic stuff. And I know like with new coaches, it can be overwhelming because it is a lot of like getting started, but what it comes down to is, you know, sharing your journey and doing those 4 vitals. So for me, it was just a reminder to always stick with, like, go back to the basics on some stuff too. Roxanne, do you want to chime in on some things that, like your top takeaway from Summit or anything?
Well, first of all, I would say it was really awesome to meet everyone in person. So there's, you know, value to that too when you're working with each other for, you know, it's been a year for me now, but it was super good to connect and meet everyone. So that was cool. And then I would ditto on the stuff that piece of it is huge. And you just kind of realize that, you know, everybody's really starts in the same place. And for me, like just seeing all the people there that, you know, believe in it and the diversity of the people there helped me to realize that I'm not too old for this and that there's a market out there for people my age too.
Oh my gosh. When they talk to, and obviously like you're definitely not old. So, but when they talk to, remember the lady in the Founders? They talked to this lady in the Founders. I don't know, those of you that are streaming. How old was she? Do you remember?
I wasn't there for that part. I think I walked the end of that.
Yeah, I think the community is huge. She was much, much older. I mean, Shay, was she like in her 60s, 70s?
Yeah, I think she was at least in her late 50s, early 60s.
Okay. She was, you know, overweight, and I just loved like how she was scared to, even though she was scared to like show up because she was like, am I going to be the biggest person here, is basically what she said, to found a different meeting, not summit. And she was just so like, they were like, okay, we're here to help you. Like, this community is here to help you. Like, she was scared and was able to overcome her fears, and that community just loved on her and just show her like that she could do it, and she could just show her like, for me, the stories are huge. Like the challenger stories, like seeing the people that win the challenger thing, which is something that I feel like we as a team definitely need to, like really push, for our clients and challengers, because you guys, people can win $500 every week. Somebody wins $500 just for the transformation. $500. We've had a personal friend who did this and won $500. So it's not like it's just whatever. By submitting the results, every time you do a program, you submit your results, and they pick someone. Then if you go on, like in the challenge winners, it's like 1,000, and then it's 10,000, and then it gets on to where they won. Was it $100,000? The finalists? Is that a boy and a girl, a woman and a man? So it's so cool to
see. If you're a finalist, $25,000 if you were a finalist. There was 8 of them, and then the winner.
And it's life-changing stuff. Like, it's not like just like, oh, they lost 100 pounds. It's like, this is how their life changed. And it shows their story. And that is like, oh my gosh, this is why we do this. It's like, I cry every time I see those. It's just a reminder as a coach, like what it's all about, you know? So anyways, I just love those so much. Laura, do you want to chime in on your summit takeaway and share with people that didn't get a chance to go? We can't hear you. Is it not working? That's all right. We can come back another time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You just have to switch it. I know I was talking to Shay about this on the car ride home. We road tripped home together. It was fun, by the way. I think my biggest takeaways were, one of them was just learning more about Instagram. And that is going to be a huge game changer in my business, and learning to use those hashtags. And then just seeing what it takes to be a fit boss. I think that last year I was so overwhelmed, and I really didn't take away as much. And now I know what I need to do to build my team, to grow, to learn, to get to my goals.
Direction in it. Yeah. That's awesome. You guys, we have that Instagram training. I think Micah shared it in InspirNation. I'll share it in the Fit to Endure, or Shay, you can if you have a link. So we'll share that in the Fit to Endure team page so you can see the Instagram, because that was a really, really good Instagram training.
Yeah, Micah posted it in InspirNation today.
Okay, cool. I'll post it in the Fit to Endure. I don't have it, all of my coaches in the bigger one until they hit emeralds, because I don't want them to get overwhelmed. So some of you are like, what are you talking about? Well, you'll know. Okay, awesome. So we have 2 like really cool things going on that I wanted to talk about. Team InspirNation, which is our mama team, right? So that's Micah Folsom's team. And that she's a double superstar. So if you guys sometimes are like see her on stuff, see her in training, you're like, who is that? Whatever. So that means she's a 15-star diamond times 2. Okay. There are only like 4 of them in the whole network. Okay. So that gives you an idea where she's at. She's in the $1 Million Club. So she's legit, knows what she's doing. She like has her stuff together. So sometimes I like her trainings that she does. And I know like Eric as a guy, it can be a little bit hard to plug into some stuff, because you're like, well, this is girl training. But that woman, one, she's a rhino personality. So she can relate to a guy. She's like, go get her, like do it. Right. And she knows her crap like so much. So, and when we say Team InspirNation, we're talking about all of Micah's trainings, and just, we are so blessed to have like her resources and stuff too. So she's also on the CAB, which is the Coach Advisory Board. There's only a handful of coaches that do that. So she's kind of got the insides on stuff. So, so things that she does, that's why we always hop on board with Team InspirNation. So, on that note, Team InspirNation is doing some two big things that are pretty cool. So number one is it's the Fit Boss. Let me see. What was the name of it actually? Rising Star Group. So it went off of, Micah did a talk on what it takes to be a fit boss. Like and it boils down to basics. But basically what is going to happen is that the first week of every month, we're going to do, oh wait, that's the wrong one. Rising Star Group is the bigger one. Sorry, you guys. I'm looking at these two different things. Do you remember the name of the Fit Boss one?
I think it's Fit Boss.
Is it just Fit Boss? So
I wrote it down.
it's all in the works, you guys, today too. So the first one is it's not extra trainings, because I know you guys are like, oh my God, I can't handle more trainings, right? When you go through, you're like, oh my gosh, it's not extra trainings. It's just accountability and helping you to do the basics so that you can grow your business. And really what it boils down to is like the essentials of what it takes to be a fit boss. And so the first week of every month, we're going to have it posted in our team page. So it's not another group, right? Don't have to worry about that. And it's going to be Monday. It's going to be 7 days. I think it's going to start on a Monday. It might start on a Sunday. I have to double check. July 2nd. Is that Monday or is that Monday? Let's see. July 2nd. So it's going to start on a Monday. So next Monday. And we'll have a graphic posted in our Team Fit to Endure page. And basically it's going to give you, I think, a challenge activity, like of what you do anyways as a coach, but it's going to keep you on track. So your workout or whatnot. We haven't like nailed down everything on this yet. So I'm still waiting to find out like all the content. So yeah. So I'm looking through that Word document to see if I can find it. So, all you have to do is do that challenge for the day. So it could be like your power hour, you're going to post it, your workout, whatever it is, you do that. And then you post it into comments for that day. Okay. You have 7 days. If you post 5 of the 7 days for checking in, and you hit Success Club 5 for the month, so you don't have to hit Success Club 5 in 1 week, but these activities, you do them for the 7 days with us, and then you continue to do them throughout the month. It's just going to help you to be accountable, more accountable. You do them throughout the month, then the chances of you having Success Club are very, very high because you're doing the activities to be a fit boss, right, that are needed. So you hit Success Club, you post that in that first week 5 of the 7 times, then you get into a pool for a prize. Now, we don't know the prize yet because all of the leaders, Shay, myself, and others that are diamonds on InspirNation or above, put into a cash pot. So it could be one huge one that like everybody gets, we're talking like it could be like the Bowflex dumbbells to where like once they pick out of the people who hit Success Club and did the activities, they get something, you know what I mean? It could be Beats, headphones. It could be, we talked about like customized Nikes or the Beachbody new shoes or just something fun. So it's a pretty legit prize because all of the InspirNation leaders are putting in for this. So we think it's going to be just a fun time of being accountable. You're doing what you're going to be doing anyways, but you're just posting it in that thread. Okay. And then the other thing that's really exciting is on the second week, I don't want to say of every month because I think it's going to change, but on the 9th, I believe, I have to double check. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. We're doing a 3-week leadership group. This group is for those who have hit Success Club the month before. So you would have to hit Success Club in June and have 3 coaches underneath them already, 3 coaches. And that is to really help with leadership with some of the top leaders on InspirNation, and being into a mastermind group. And so you're going to go through a book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell with top leaders on the InspirNation team. And that is something that you're invited into on our team. If you had Success Club and you have those requirements, then that would be great, for us to invite you into that. If you have a lot going on and like I'm going to bring up Tara, for example, she's on this call, but she's doing Josh Coates mastermind group, which is pretty legit, like high up group. So it's probably not in her best interest if she's hitting the requirements and invited for us to have her in the July group, but beyond that, you know what I mean? So it has to be, it's my understanding it's invite only, and we make sure you're serious if you want to do it. And it's something that's a one and done. So if you go into the group and you say, I'm committed to this, but you don't show up, then you don't get another chance. You get booted up. That's from Micah. My personality is always like, oh, but that's from Micah. So it is something that is really, really, that book, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, I'll be honest, when I first read it, I was like, oh my gosh, it was overwhelming to me when I first read it, and that was when I was first a coach. So it's not something for somebody that's just newbie going into it to dig into. It's a great book, I think. But if you're a newer coach, the other one that's really good is the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. I would highly recommend that one by John Maxwell to just get yourself ready. And if you want to get into the leadership group, which I highly, highly recommend, that it's a focus, a push if you're not there yet. So then think, okay, I'm going to get in that group in August. So then July, you're going to do your activities. You're going to hit Success Club. You're going to make sure you have 3 coaches underneath you. And I would do the 15 15, is that, which one? There's so many laws of growth in that one. 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, and then the other one is the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, right? Is that what it is? I always get those confused. I would do the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell, dig into that, and then get yourself ready. But for those of you that hit Success Club before and have hit those requirements, then Shay and I will be reaching out to you. Awesome. Okay. Any questions on that?
I'm really excited about the leadership group because it's going to be from top leaders like Micah, Melissa Brewer, Jay Lynn, and Ashley, people who are rocking their business.
Mm-hmm.
Are going to be part of it. Mastermind calls. I mean, you talk about some people pouring into you. So, I mean, obviously it's for people who are serious about the business, but I mean, a lot of times you got to pay for this kind of, it's only given. So, I mean, yourself by just hitting Success Club, and if you really want it, I just think it's pretty cool. It's not, you don't have to be on anyone's team per se. I mean, yeah, we're all Team InspirNation, but all the leaders of InspirNation are willing to pour into us. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. And the mastermind things are great. And mastermind calls are great because one thing about those is that when because it's going to be smaller pods for those. And when you're with a smaller pod, like I did Josh's mastermind group last month. Yeah. And we had 5 or 6 of us, and so you get to really brainstorm on things, share struggles a little bit more, people that are just pushed, like helping you. You're all helping each other to grow with it. And it's just so empowering, but, helpful to each other on it too. So I think those are just priceless too. Awesome. So let's see, it is June, end of June. So we still have days to hit Success Club in June. And then we've got July, we've got Lift 4 kicking off in a few weeks, which is so exciting. So you can still reach out to people and get them set up with joining our coach test group for July too. Do you have anything you want to add on Lift 4 or tips on that, Shay?
No, just stay as much as you can. But man, lift 4, the results were crazy. We got to listen to a panel of coaches who all got to go through it. And it was just really cool hearing from guys and women. And he's like, I'm a body beast guy. I like to lift weights, and the 80-day was great. But I'm not a bands kind of person, and I love that I could lift weights. And he got really big, he gained a lot of muscle. But then you also heard from a girl who was like, this is my lifestyle thing that's going to benefit from Lift 4. So I'm really, really excited about this program. I think it's really going to help our businesses take off, but really help our fitness journeys as well. So
yeah, for sure. And I think just, continuing.
Learn as much as you can if you haven't gone to the.
Sorry, my thing cut out.
Okay, we can hear you.
You can hear me? Sorry, it keeps cutting out. I don't know if you guys.
Okay, now we can.
Oh, you can. All right, y'all. That was like the main things I wanted to go over. Can you guys hear me okay? It keeps cutting out. Y'all are frozen. Am I frozen? Can you tell me in the chat? Because it's not letting me hear you. I'm good.
Piece it together.
You pieced it together. Okay, I wanted to share a sample invite with you guys for a posting. Can you guys hear me so I can share that? If not, I'll have to record it.
I can hear you.
Brianna can hear
I can hear you.
Okay. So something that I do this 2 times a month, okay? And I always do a blunt invite, okay? And Josh Coates calls this a raina post because this is one that he got from another coach. Can you guys hear me? Because it says I'm unstable. Am I good still? Just tell me on chat if I'm not working, and then I'll just keep talking. Okay. So what I do is I do a transformation. Okay. So like Eric, you had a great transformation the other day. So on a transformation, you want to do a heart. You want to tell people how you're going to help them like right away. Okay. So I do these 2 times a month, and I make sure leading up to them that I am connecting like crazy with people. I am giving tons of value. I'm giving, like, before I put out an invite, you bet your butt that I am going to be giving tons of tips. I'm going to be showing people my value. I'm going to be showing them workouts. I'm going to be showing them nutrition. I'm just going to keep like pouring out in my stories and in my posts. Okay. I'm going to be giving personal development as far as encouragement, lifting them up. That's how I do it. Right. And then I do this twice a month, and then I invite behind the scenes. So on my posts, I'm not inviting all the time. People aren't getting that. They're getting lots of value, and I'm putting, that content out there. But my posts now, in my stories, I invite more. But on my actual posts, on my pages, on Instagram and on Facebook, I only invite about 2 times a month to a challenge group. I'm not talking about coaching. So what I do is I do let's see, let me find. So you guys have probably seen them, right? So I do it to where it says, for mine, I say I'm looking for women only. My next online boot camp kicks off, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking for 15 women who want to transform their bodies. And I get just very blunt in who I want to work with and who I'm going to help and how I'm going to help them. And then I say, I'm limiting the spots because that's what I do in my boot camps. I get 10 to 15 women in there every single month. And then I say, drop your email below, okay? So I'm going to challenge you guys to do a similar post to put yourself out there. I always do it with a before and after. I don't know if you guys can see, right? I show my journey. I show, look, I can do it, and I'm going to help you do it. And I do those, like I said, a couple of times a month. In between that, I'm doing lots and lots of value on things. And again, behind the scenes, every single day I'm messaging and talking to people and finding out what they're doing and finding out more about them. So it's not just oh my gosh, I posted and you see 60 people put their email. There's the reason why people put their emails because I've been talking to them most of the time too. Okay. So just something to help you if you feel like you're kind of in a stuck spot. I'm always going through talking to people, trying to give value and to show, help them in any way. So even if they're not going to sign up with me, they're going to get some help, right? And then when I put myself out there with those transformations, that's always when I do a call to action. And I share my story through my posts, but when I do a call to action now, I don't usually, I used to do my whole story, like, oh my gosh, like this is where I came from. Like I used to share everything, like, okay, hey, I've been divorced. I had basically got married and had somebody that I found out I didn't even know who he was. Like I share about, losing a baby. I share about chronic illness that I battle still. I share, like, there's a lot of crap that I've been through that I share because I know it can help people because they see I've overcome it. Now, I used to put all of that, like my story, and then I'd say, let me help you. And it was getting lost and it was getting muddled. So now I just put it out there. I put my transformation. I said, this is what I'm looking for because I know I can help you. And this is how I'm going to help you. And then I say, put your email below and I'll email you. And then I start the conversation. I ask them, I tell them what my group's about. I ask them what they need. And then I say, this is how I can help you. Okay. So it takes time because I have been having those conversations with people beforehand, but I'm just saying, yes, be vulnerable. Yes, share your story because people relate to you. Emily Faber shared at Summit, right? She went 1 star or she went diamond to 15 star in like six months or something, you guys. And the reason I looked at her Instagram and to be real, I looked at her Instagram. I'm like, what is so great about this chick? Like, that's what I was thinking. Okay. Now I don't see behind the scenes. And I legit remember hearing her on a call and she was like, yeah, I wear really brightly colored sports bras. And then I take a picture and I was like, what? And I was like, there's gotta be more than her just posting her 80-day results of showing up every day. Now she had great 80-day obsession results and she showed up every day. So that was the big thing. People watch her journey, but that's not going to get her to 15 star. Okay. And I was like, there's something more. There's something more. She shared on Micah's call and she was like, yeah, I'm just very consistent. I shared my results. I showed up. I always documented my journey. And I'm like, I get that. But a lot of us are doing that. Now, you know what she had? She had some hell struggles that she went through. She was a crack baby. She went through 4 miscarriages, right? And she shared that at Summit and people were bawling their eyes out. And what do you think she's doing? She's connecting with people on social media in her posts. I didn't take time to read her posts. I just saw this cute girl with sports bra colored pink and purple and red and thought, that's all she's doing? She's sharing her story and she's being vulnerable. And then she puts out invite posts and she's doing more invite posts and she gets a lot of people because she's talking. And she works a lot. It's not just a post of a selfie. I know she talked about how she had to work 3 jobs just to get a college degree, like working through school. Her work ethic is there and she's working her butt off. So it's not like, oh, all of a sudden she's at 15 star. So my point is that she's working and she's vulnerable and she's sharing who she is and she's connecting with other people who she knows she can help because they see that she did it and they can do it too. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there, to be real, to be honest, and share your journey too. Because people get inspired by your journey, but they want to know, they connect with you. When people talk to me, they talk to me about something they connected with me. And so that's what makes you separate and makes you different from 340,000 or whatever other coaches, is your own journey and the things that you can offer, because you all are different, you all are unique, and you all have something that you can offer. And don't discount that, because I know we all get in our brains, in our own heads, and we think, I don't have anything to give. Who's going to want to follow me? Like I do it too. And so you just have to remember pour into personal development because that's going to help you so much. And remember that you do have something to offer. All the struggles you've been through in your life, you've been through them for a reason, and God allowed them for a reason, and you can use those. Use what you've been through and the strength that you have to help empower and influence others, right? There's so much more on that. I know Michelle Myers talked about how it's about being a light, being an encourager, influencing others for the better. And just remember that's what it's about. It's not just about ourselves, it's bigger than ourselves, So I just wanted to share that on like my postings, share how I'm kind of connecting and how I do the invite process on that. But just also that, yes, you do have to be just real, with people. I know some people are like, I'm just starting as a coach. I don't want to share my whole life. I get that. And you don't have to do it in a post. You know what I mean? You could just be like, hey girl, like I saw that you're struggling, or hey dude, I know you're going through this, or just talking to people because you don't know what they're going through. Right. There have been multiple times where I've talked to someone to say, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? And I find out they're going through something like a cancer battle or something. And I'm not going to be like, yeah, you should get my boot camp. I'm just like, let me love on you. Let me be your friend, So just remember, like, you can always talk with people and help them in any way. So do you want to add anything to that, Shay? I talked a lot. Sorry.
If you're not ready to share, you don't have to share your whole life story in one post.
Oh yeah. Don't do that. Breadcrumb it. I didn't do it all.
I would tell you, you didn't, but you start small and it makes you real and relatable. And I remember when I first started sharing my story, I shared something, I can't even remember. I think I shared about my dad committed suicide and growing up in an addicted household and a dysfunctional family. And I actually had a man come up to me and say, hey, I really need to talk to you about something. And I had known this guy networking for like 10 years. He's kind of like a mentor to me. And he was like, I need to apologize to you. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I always thought that you just had it easy, that you were probably given the silver spoon. Your life was just perfect and great. And he's like, I just want to apologize to you because I totally prejudged you. I put on the best one ever. And when I started sharing my story, I had so many people come up to me and were like, thank you so much. And they started sharing their stories. I found out about more women who have been sexually assaulted and gone through these awful things who felt comfortable to share with me, and how much more relatable and how much more personal am I going to be able to be there for them. So don't think that by you sharing, like, nobody's going to judge you. And if they do, that's not the people you want on your tribe anyway. It doesn't mean you have to throw up all at one time, but I will say that just by sharing little bits and pieces of who you really are, folding back that curtain and just saying, like, this is me, this is the real me, you're going to be so much more relatable, and people are going to follow you and connect with you. And the ones that don't, or the ones that are like, those are the ones you want on your team anyway. So bye, that's what I've learned. But it's empowering. It starts to become empowering. That's all.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. All right, y'all. This will end our call on that note. Go change the world.
Yeah. You have a story. You have a story for a reason. Mm-hmm. Share it to yourself. Let it be a light for somebody else.
Amen. All right, y'all. I'm gonna stop.